You are listening to the Cigar Noise Boys.
You don't get them girls loose. You don't get the world loose. You don't get money move. But I do. Yeah. Que no para la fiesta.
Is it Black Eyed Peas?
No. I'm running through the world like a running back. Scarface
T-Pain?
world's mine. Running back. No. 30,000 people in here know me. 80,000 people in London.
Akon.
It's Pitbull. Don't stop the party.
Dang, oh!
Yeah. Don't stop the party.
Mr. Worldwide.
Shout out to Elisa. She wanted me to for the song. She wanted that song.
It's true that he's not popular in the US, right? Only Europe.
I don't know.
Maybe
he's got some hits.
Yeah, no, he does. But it's not like people love Pitbull. Maybe that's just me.
I think he gets roasted a lot.
Hotel, motel, Holiday Inn.
He was like kind of like Guy Fieri before Guy got cool. Remember, like always, like Saturday Night Live, and all of a sudden, Guy's cool now. So
he's a meme of a person.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Cigar Noise Boys? 2024, back at it again.
Yeah, you guys thought we were done, but we're back.
You thought
can't get rid of us.
We back in this. Ha ha ha. You, Rihanna, where you at?
Maybe we can make this our full-time job, and then we can start beef with other podcast people.
We're not gossipers, Tyler. We would have to make a Patreon.
I'm not. I'm a hater.
Gossip. That's not our style.
Yeah. So, man, 2024. Here we go. It's a beautiful day here in Austin. I'm using my mic. Yeah, it's fucking beautiful out. It's gonna be like 30 degrees on Tuesday, so people are freaking out here for a high of 30. And I'm like in Milwaukee, it's a high of 0 on Tuesday. So,
did you see the temperature for the NFL playoff game in Kansas City Saturday night?
0, right?
Expected wind chill of negative 30 degrees Fahrenheit.
Damn.
Freedom units. That's cold.
That's cold.
And I think, isn't Miami playing?
Yeah.
That is not Miami weather.
No. No.
Frozen Dolphins.
Packers and Cowboys are playing.
Yep. Go Cowboys.
No,
they're playing. Right. That's not Saturday. That's Sunday, I think.
Yeah. What's I gonna say? 2024. I'm a little under the weather. But persevere through this. I got some
pause. Wait. When you say under the weather, like you aren't smoking cigars or you're still smoking cigars?
I'm still smoking cigars, but I don't feel good.
Man cold.
Yeah, I'm addicted. What was I gonna say? I'm smoking a Volstead box press. It's really good. Hunter was in town. Hunter and Ivy and Baby Eden. I like adding Baby in front of stuff. And so we were chilling at headquarters, and Hunter kind of raided the warehouse for some segundos and stuff. And then I'm like, oh, well, we're in here. So me and Skip shared a bundle of the box press Volstead, and then I weaseled a bundle, or Hunter helped me weasel a bundle of the Baca box press segundo. So I got a bundle of those, and then
is that the Humidor 25th?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and then
that was my wedding day cigar.
Nice. Yeah, I have a couple singles, and then I got that bundle, and then Skip gave me a bundle of the Quinquagenario because I helped him out with some stuff. So a bundle of segundos. But yeah, that cigar is smoking really, really good.
So that was a Humidor exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
You got it from headquarters. I feel like the word exclusive is thrown around. because I saw the lightweight heavy Marquette was exclusive for, was it Tinderbox Haverford? No, it was some.
The box, Waldorf,
Yes.
Waldorf. That's where Sean used to work. Yeah, I mean, so there's.
But
I don't
Hustler
know
has one,
the.
so it wasn't
Yeah.
exclusively.
Well, it
for
was
them.
I don't know. It doesn't. I don't think. I think one shop, two shops. It's. I don't think there's a.
I'm just reading into the words.
Okay. Yeah. That could be the Florida exclusive, and then the other. Yeah. Anyways.
Tyler, your voice sounds really good right now.
Oh, thank you.
You
It's the
sound like,
mic.
yeah, but you're outside. It sounds like you're in a studio.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
I don't know why. I'm surprised it
Studio
even worked.
or bathroom.
I'm taking a shit. I'm sorry. All right. So, shit. We got a little bit of. Actually, I gotta send you the hot cake. I have. I bought boxes from Amazon because it's like It's like 10.20 to send priority in one of those boxes, pre-marked boxes, whatever the priority boxes, or I can buy boxes on Amazon. Buy 40 boxes for $20, and then shipping's $5. So I'm going to ship out your golden cake tomorrow, tomorrow, so we can get a picture with the top 10. And then Tron, I'm sending Tron some stuff. Yours will be out tomorrow. But yeah, we got a little flack about our top 10 about not having.
Before Flack.
Yeah.
Tron, thank you. I don't know if you want to call it unofficial sponsor or official sponsor. What the heck? Sent me one of the cigars I didn't have.
No, he sent you a couple you didn't have, and the Papasaka.
The Papasaka. Okay, 2 of them, and then I threw in Pausania, Connecticut, and the new SPC. Thanks, man.
Well, the funny thing is like Tron's like, man, I should have sent him some more cigars. I'm like, Tron, that was really kind of you. You paid for shipping. And I'm like, Tron, the Matapa is $15 to $16. The Papasaka is $15. The Pausania SPC is $15. The other one's 10. Like, that's 60. I can't do math, but it's weird with cigars. Like, you give somebody 4 cigars, like, oh, it's kind of small, but if you price them out, it's like $60.
That's
$55.
When you work in the industry, you work at a lounge, you grow cold to it. It's like, oh, you just hand people cigars every day. But do you remember when you got to smoke like 1 cigar a week or like 2 a month? You look forward to it.
Yeah.
And you got to like mind your pennies. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember
Thanks,
when
Tron.
I first started. Yeah, Tron was, he's a good dude. He sent me a little Christmas box too. Well, a big Christmas box. He went a little crazy on the stuff, but I appreciate it. But I was gonna say I remember when I first started smoking, like I was making $10 an hour, and so I wouldn't really buy cigars that were more than $10. I smoked a lot of the new Rockies, new CAOs, and then I went and got a Tatuaje. This was like 2012 maybe, and it had a bad draw. So I'm like, I won't be smoking this brand again. I'm like, I only make $10 an hour, and the cigar was $12. I'm like, I can't. So I was off Tatuaje for a while. And same thing with Christoph. I had a bad Christoph, and then I didn't go back for a while. And I'm like, oh, they make pretty good. They make solid stuff. Good stuff.
More than a money thing. I remember when I had my first humidor, and I would only have like 10 cigars in there at max, and then I would smoke until I had nothing left. So every cigar was just more special than the price.
Yeah, well, it's hard now because it's like it's hard not to smoke the rest of my Viso Horny. I'm going to send you a couple of those because I don't know, behind the scenes, I owe Dom a bundle of them. But it's a long story. But
you don't owe me a bundle.
Yeah, I offered a bundle and then I didn't send him a bundle. So that was pretty shitty on me. But it's hard to figure out what I want to smoke because, and this leads me to my next question, is like a lot of the stuff I have is like rarer stuff. So it's like I just opened up a box of Craft 2021s, but I have 2 boxes each of Craft 2020, 2021, 2022. And it's like I know I got to save at least one of those. I have a box of the Wonderlust barber poles. I'm like, I don't want to open those. I got Tatuaje Monsters. I don't want to open those. So I just find myself like, and then I have a lot of like rare singles. So it's like, I don't know, but
Rare singles near you.
rare hot singles near you. But this leads me to my question. If somebody gave you $1,000 and you had to spend it on cigars, what would you buy for that $1,000? Let's say you're in Texas where it's a penny for taxes.
Penny for your thoughts. Would I have to spend it in one go, or could I extend it through the year? Like wait till after I see what comes out of the trade show?
No, just you're going today, and you got to
Okay.
spend 1,000 or you lose it.
I don't really know all the shops in Texas.
Okay, this spend $1,000 on cigars. Why you always gotta make stuff super complicated? You want me to go first?
Be my
All
guest.
right, so I don't have the pricing up, but I would definitely buy a box of Volstead, either the Izzy, the 5x56, the Virtue size, or if I can find some of the Senator Volstead or the Corona or a box of Volstead. I buy a box of Neanderthal Huxley, so that's about 150 plus about 200, so we're at like 350. I buy a box of Papasakas, those are about 150, so we're at 500. I buy a box of Olmec Claro Robustos, another 150. That's 650. I buy a box of Patina Connecticut Precipitations. That's about 115. So we're at about 745. And then just buy a bunch of loose stuff for the last stuff, like some Tatuaje J21s, maybe a couple of Viaje, maybe a couple Aquitaine, just a little mixed bag at the end. But yeah, the Papasaka, I can't stop smoking that cigar. That cigar is lights out.
Okay, my mind can't wrap around the Texas pricing. But to make it easy, I would go in there and I would buy boxes of any of our top 10 cigars.
Okay.
But specifically, I would look for ones that Aloni doesn't have. Because pretty much anything that we don't sell is special to me. Rumcraft, Aloni has them now, but I haven't been working since we have them. So Rumcraft is still a special occasion cigar, just like Patina.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd stock up on those because I don't order online really much anymore. Which brings me 2024 resolutions.
Yeah.
Dude, I was thinking about just destroying the podcast, wrecking and saying not spending anything. That's kind of still the goal, but
not buying any cigars?
because I was on a good budget last year. I kept to 100 a month on whiskey and cigars combined.
Yikes.
And I bought a bottle of whiskey a year ago, January, and only cigars after that. But see, if I say I'm not going to do any, if you come out with something this year, come on. If Alex drops something this year, I don't know if he's teased anything or not.
Yeah.
Come on. Patina's coming out with something new. I'm sure
Dude, Patina's coming out with some really cool stuff. Really cool stuff.
So I'm gonna say I'm gonna spend less than last year. And last year was 100 a month.
Last year was 1,200. Okay. Well, I mean, you get that's the tough part. I mean, like, what did I buy? I bought a box of the Guardians of the Farm. I forgot what it's called. The Sibler starts with a C.
Cerberus?
Cerberus, yeah. They had a Calibra. You know, I like to collect Calibras, so I bought a box of those from the Party Source, in Kentucky. But I bought some Futuro from Cigar Paid, and they have just been god awful. The draws have been plugged. I mean, they were like, that's a $12 cigar. The Futuro, the Warp Futuro Marblehead one, 109 cap. They're like 11, $12 in the store. I paid like $3 each, and I bought a box of 20 of them. I've had one good one and 5 duds, so I'm just gonna let them sit for another year. But I want something like cheap that I could smoke, and I love that cigar. I tried one at Casa de Monte Cristo here in Austin, and it was lights out amazing. And then, yeah. So Skip was in town, so I had some. I tried smoked some more of the new Cro-Magnon Pennsylvania broadleaf. It's really good. That's exciting.
Nice.
I was hoping he brought some of the Barber Pole, Black Irish, the Clovis, I think he's calling it. But he said they were just rolled, so they weren't ready. But fuck, man, the trade show's coming up already in March, so I was gonna try to make it down to Nicaragua before the trade show, but I don't know. I haven't heard from Mo lately, and then I'm going to Milwaukee in a month, so for 6 days. So, I don't know how much vacation.
I took us off topic before we do the flack/feedback. I did ask on our Instagram for 2024 resolutions, comments, got a few.
Okay.
Exceptional Cigar 229. That's James. He just did the purple devil smiling emoji.
It's demon time.
Hey, Nate, smoke more Fratello. My man.
Yeah, the Lunar Cameroon.
Chip in Lonsdale says, finished building out the lounge in my home.
Nice.
That's cool. Send pics when you do.
For sure.
Tron says all of them.
Okay. Thank you, Tron.
Okay, nice. Mac 2505, be a baller like Tyler.
Damn, Mac. I feel bad he called me the other day, but I couldn't answer the phone. I got to text him back.
Got to reach a little bit higher.
Shout out, man.
Velvet Smokes, get my hands on that new Pennsylvania Cro-Magnon.
Yeah.
Yogi says restock. And El Dandy says more cigars. So pretty much the opposite of what I'm doing.
And then Brandon, if you were to answer, would be pop out that baby.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to do a song. Oh, I'm not going to spoil. I'm going to do a song next week that'll relate to that. There's a spoiler. Okay, so top cigar list of 2023. We got some flack. No, It's not flack. It's feedback. We asked for it. Okay, so here's my thoughts. People were saying we left a cigar off the list. And I was saying, hey, I know what factory that cigar comes out of. And I know another cigar out of the same factory that I have tried and I love. And it's a better price point. So why am I going to try the new cigar when I can smoke the original? Not an original, it's a different cigar.
Not the original.
Same factory, lower price, and I know I enjoy it. So everyone who is saying El Pulpo, the Tabernacle is that go-to for me.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Paulstania, Connecticut.
Tyler, that was the point.
Oh, my bad. Damn it. I got you.
Okay. But no, a lot of people are saying the El Pulpo. Coach, I think Ted, maybe James, Sean, everyone's saying that's the number one cigar. We've never talked to or had Shoe Game Proper on the podcast. I know he posted something similar though at AJ's factory. But hey, dude, I don't know what AJ's factory tastes like. I can't taste that Batoon. It's not. I smoked it and it's a completely different cigar.
It's a San Andreas versus Connecticut broadleaf.
On a blind review, I said the CLE 25 tasted like it was out of AJ's factory. So I don't know anything.
Okay. No, yeah, it's a nurse. Yeah. No, and it's funny because I was talking to Skip about this, and he's like, just tell him that you like the Intemperance EC better and it's cheaper. I'm like, well, that's part of it. Yeah. What another thing is it's in California and in Austin, there's not a ton of shops that carry that little stuff. So their stuff. So it's like, it's kind of hard to seek it. And yeah, I mean, it's tough because like the cigars in our list, I literally smoke boxes of those. Like The Papasaka, I smoked. They're 10-count boxes. I smoked at least 2 boxes of them. The Claro Matapa, I've smoked at least 2 boxes of that. Viso Horny, I smoked at least 100 of those. Volstead, I smoked at least 100 of those. Quinquagenario, I smoked at least 50 of those.
Nice.
Yeah, the Patina 5-year. I already am way ahead. I smoked at least a box of those, and that's still their limited 500 count or 500 box run.
Did you do that on purpose?
What?
Saying you smoked 50 of the Quinquagenario?
No, I didn't. I don't know why. I just felt like I just know I smoked less of those in the Viso and then the Volstead. But I mean, it's a good list. It's not a crazy list. Like, I also feel bad because I think Espinosa could have had a couple cigars in that mix too. They had their chef edition. There's some good cigars left off that list. That Tatuaje one, I love that cigar, and anytime I see it, I pick it up. I don't know the name of it, but no, the Tatuaje with the pork tenderloin.
The Tuxtla?
Yeah,
that's Tuxtla, on our list.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying, I keep forgetting the name of it, but what I'm saying is I smoke every time I see that, I smoke it. It was a good year for cigars, and the War Bear, I mean, in years past, and I told Mike, I talked to Mike, I texted Mike because he called me out on his podcast, and I was messaging him. I'm like, I couldn't tell if he's like serious or not. I still don't know, but I'm like, you gotta get me on to state my case. He's like, this isn't a judge, this isn't a court or trial, you're not on trial. I'm like, all right, never mind, just forget it. Yeah, War Bear has made it before. I've bought in boxes of War Bear.
Speaking of, I said our list went back to 2021. I went back in the archives. We did a top 10 list in 2020.
I know we did. I told you we did. I just couldn't figure out what it was on it. You found the list?
Yeah. Number 1, Baca Jengi. 2, Patina Maduro. 3, Crown Heads Capa Especial. Good cigar. 4, Crown Heads Las Calaveras 48. 5, Tatuaje Karloff. Tied for 6, Foundation David Goliath / Paustania War Bear.
You should post that.
Do I say Wojtek? I say Wojtek. I don't know. Wojtek. Tied for 8th, Crown Heads Mil Diaz and Davidoff Special 53. Tied for 10th, Surrogates AKC and Aganorsa Supreme Leaf.
We had 3 Crown Heads on that list?
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
I love the Mil Diaz, but you love the other 2. The Kappa's really good too.
For small batch blind reviews, we've only twice had a consensus box purchase recommendation. 1, Atabey. And 2, Capa Especial, 4 kicks. That I got a box of those. It was a great cigar. Isn't that? That's
you got any more left?
No, I finished it.
Fucker.
That's the Sumatra blend that Skip liked, right?
No. Well, the story was that's the one that Ernesto liked.
No, right. But I thought Skip said, "Hey, that's Sumatra done the right way, and I want to learn how you did that."
I don't remember.
My off basis?
Whatever. I don't know.
Also, I think when we come up with our lists, a lot of people pick their favorite brands. Tyler, this is my year. You pick first every year, going back through it. This was the first time I could have picked a non-Roma Craft cigar. You don't look biased. But Volstead was my favorite cigar of the year.
Well, here's the thing I could say is I liked Roma Craft cigars before I knew Mike and Skip. So it's not like I'm friends with them.
Well, also,
yeah,
we don't pick our list based off of companies we like. We smoke cigars based off companies we like.
Yeah. I mean, but we do try a lot of, you do the blind reviews, and I try a lot of stuff from the trade show, and I'm part of Small Batch Cigar of the Month Club, so I'm trying a bunch of new shit. So yeah, I mean, we can't get everybody. I mean, if we do a top 30 like Coop or a top 20 like Dojo, we could get everybody on, do honorable mentions, and the War Bear and the SB 2022 would have been honorable mentions, but like the Connecticut, I smoked. Skip brought me a couple samples like a year ago, before, like 6 months before it was released, and then I didn't see it anywhere in Austin. And then at the trade show, I'm not going to ask. I don't like asking for samples. Skip, I'll ask for some stuff because Skip's cool and he doesn't care, and I already know the answer.
Shopper.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. I think this was our best list we've had. It's a good mix, but I think it's just been a banger year, man. Like any other year, the Papasaka would have been number one for me, but there was so many other fire cigars.
With the Pausania Connecticut, I blind reviewed, and I said in the blind review that it wasn't going to make any top cigar lists.
Oh,
So I can't go back and just say, oh, by the way, because I like the company, I like the brand.
yeah, no, and I don't know who blended it, if it was Skip or Mike, but I mean, I like Connecticut's, but I have such a high standard for Connecticut's too. Not saying that it fits it, but it's like, it's just, if I'm going to smoke Connecticut, which is very rare, it's going to be the Intemperance EC. If it's a special occasion, it's going to be the Casa Torres, the Patina Connecticut. But I also have a bunch of the Guy Fieri Connecticut's. So those are really good too. So it's hard, and the golden, the hot cake was a fucking really good, and you could see that on like a bunch of fucking lists. So
yeah.
It's also weird. It's a Connecticut wrapper, so it's not. It was just a weird cigar. I don't know. It's not making sense. I don't know. But those guys are really good at. Look, they're really good at riling people up, and they're really good at. They've built a little.
Mafia.
Mafia is a good word. Thank you. Who are, and I'll see them, the same guys. They all chime in on stuff, and they got their little pitchforks out. It's fucking hilarious. Like, I love what they're doing. Like, they're doing big things. So I can see it. It's just funny that like we ended up, or mostly me probably ended up on their target list when we're so insignificant,
3 years ago, I said we got to start a war with them.
I know, yeah.
This is not what I wanted.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I sent that clip to somebody, and they're like, they didn't know how to respond. I'm like, I don't know how to respond either to that. I'm like, I like.
Where were you? The Boys versus Mafia war started. Sitting on the toilet scrolling.
It's funny because, I told Mike, I feel bad. So I had this Diesel bar, and I offered it to Mike. The problem is the bar's in Wisconsin. I live in Austin, and I was, last time I was in Wisconsin was in May of 2023, so a long time ago. And I was there with Elisa, and when you're in town, like, I'm putting out fires, I'm doing stuff around my house, I'm fixing my mom's car, I'm trying to meet up with friends and family. So I didn't have time to ship that big old bar, and plus I had no idea the logistics. And I told Mike, I'm like, I shouldn't have agreed to give you that bar until I knew fully the logistics of shipping, a ginormous bar. Like, I don't have a box that I don't even know what to do.
Wait, putting out fires metaphorically or literally?
Metaphorically, yeah. Like, just doing stuff around the house and shit, because like my mom by herself, so it's like, oh, the check engine light's been on in the car. Can you take a look? So I'm taking it to my buddy's shop and having it looked at. Or the toilet's leaking. All right, let me go find a plumber and see if I can fix it myself. Or this light's not, the fire alarm, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, I'm just doing all this shit. And plus Elisa was there. So I'm trying to, so it was just, I had too much shit going on and I didn't get to ship it. And then I haven't been back. I haven't been back since May. So, he was mad about the bar. And then he was mad that we had Jason on our podcast before Hustler. And it's like, A, I didn't know you had him scheduled. B, I didn't know that Jason missed the call to be on your podcast. If Jason would have just answered his phone, he would have been on Hustler's podcast first. So, that's why I think he's busting my balls and just being a goof about it, because it's like, dude, come on, man. Yeah, so I love those guys, even no matter what they say, I love those guys. And I'm sure they're just busting our balls. That's what Skip was saying. And then I think they made a comment like, "Oh, how we don't podcast that often." Like, no, we don't. I mean, it's not our. It's we're super busy.
Tyler, are we Iron Man or Captain America in the
Mm.
Civil War?
I feel like we're Iron Man.
Really?
Well,
Compared to
what do you
them?
think? I don't know.
feel
I
like
could
we're
see
more
Mike being
Captain
like
America.
ripped. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I could see that.
Anyway, we'll come together to fight Thanos after this.
Yeah. Or,
Oh,
so
God.
yeah, a little bit. Yeah, this Volstead's smoking really good.
Real quick, blind reviews. Small batch blind reviews. We're approaching 7 years. Pretty cool. It's been a long time. Also,
Yeah.
looking back, I don't read a lot of reviews, but I see a lot of numbers going up, and everyone posts like 89s.
Yeah, I see a lot of
And reading ours weekly, we can be pretty harsh. I was
Yeah,
reading
well, I
Andre's-
don't. Yeah.
I was reading Andre's end of the year blog, and I don't know how to say this guy's name. Fuad of Herman Solomon. Fuad. Anyway, he complimented Andre because he doesn't pull his punches. He's brutally honest. That's good.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy to think that somebody would see you 7 years ago and say you'd make a good blind reviewer. Like, what
What does that mean?
made you qualified to review cigars 7 years ago?
My content, the videos I was putting out,
All right.
CigarNoise Weekly, those were bangers. I haven't gone back and watched some of those in a while. It was fun. I don't think I would have time nowadays, but it was a nice period.
For sure.
Also, Andre, congrats. He can do his reviews indoors now. He was outside doing reviews last year. That's cold. I was outside this
You
morning
can
doing a
taste the
review.
cigar when it's that cold.
What? No, okay. He said reviewing indoors is way better than reviewing outdoors. I completely disagree. But that's because I'm in California. And when I go indoor somewhere, it's usually smoky compared to outdoors, and it's usually temperate climate. Agree to disagree.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you go to a smoky establishment, yeah, it's gonna. Other people smoke, but I smoke usually by myself in my truck, or even at like Roma Craft, there'll be like 4 people there, and you're not inhaling other people's smoke. But also, I feel like a big part of it is like if you're outside, like the smoke just whoosh, like blows away on you gotta like you don't get the aroma. Yeah, I think it's totally different. I don't like smoking outside at all. Now it's not bad, but 100%. Only time outside I like if it's like super humid and it's like nighttime and maybe it's like 80 degrees and then like that smoke just like chilling above you.
Wait, where did you smoke your first cigar? Inside or outside?
Outside.
Okay. That's probably the case with most people, right? Most people don't go into a lounge for their first cigar.
No.
Last thing for Andre, he's writing a book about cigars.
Oh, there you go.
So we'll be on the lookout when that gets completed. Cool stuff. Dave wrote a blog about flue cured tobacco.
Yeah.
And he mentioned, no, this is the wrong. He wrote a different blog. I'm looking at the wrong thing. And he said, oh, if you want to save a cigar for your son or daughter's 21st birthday, would you buy a cigar and rest it for 21 years? I feel like
if
you can't do that.
If you sit a cigar for 21 years, it's not resting. It's aging. You're putting it to bed, tucking. No, I mean, I think at that point you're smoking it because it's something you smoked every single year on their birthday. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I have no problem holding on to. I mean, I have cigars that I've had for 10 years. Yeah,
That's
I mean,
a
I
long
have like
time.
the Jew Estate egg. I've personally aged it for 10 years myself.
Sitting on the
Um,
egg.
yeah. Oh, I was gonna tell this is so there's a guy at work. He's from Tonga. It's a small little island, and
Prince of Tonga. I loved Willy
he
Wonka.
he is like he's just a cool dude. And he used to be a cigarette smoker, and then I gave him a cigar, and I'll give him a cigar like a Toro. He will smoke that cigar for a month straight. I'm not kidding. He'll light it up and smoke it for 5 minutes, and then let it go out,
Oh no.
and then go back to it the next day.
No, that's not what I thought you
He
meant at
smoked
all.
the cigar for a whole month.
I thought you meant he was like savoring the flavor to the nub, not putting it out and
No,
relighting.
no. He lights it up, relights it, lights it up, relights it, lights it up, relights it, lights it up, relights it for a month.
Oh,
He told me a month, and the thing it's funny because like he'll put it back in the cello and he'll put it by his locker, and somebody's like, "Hey," he like tied it onto a rope or something, hanging from his locker, and somebody's like, "Hey, do you have a cigar over there? It fell off the locker." I'm like, that's Coco's cigar, and he smokes it for an extended period of time. And then real
right.
quick too, so the second guy in charge at the company I work for, he's transferring to he's going to be the main guy in DC at the airport. And so he's a cigar smoker. I first met him. He told me he was a Saka smoker. He loved the Sober Mesa, the Mikke Rita. So I got him a little sampler of Roma Craft, But we've been talking about going to Roma Craft for the 2.5 years I've been in Austin. And then now he's moving to DC and he hasn't been there yet. So we were trying to cram it in. And then I got sick. And then yesterday he canceled. He got stuck in Miami. But it's like, it's just funny how like we were planning this for 2.5 years and it's never going to happen. He's never going to come see Roma Craft. But I was talking to a guy at work. He's like, yeah, that guy kind of flakes out on stuff. But it's like, we had something scheduled last week. He couldn't. So I'm like, I've tried. And it sucks. I'm going to send him a care package when he gets to DC. But he's a cool dude. It sucks. That's just the sucky part about the airport is you work with guys and they just, transfer. Like there's a guy here who just transferred to San Antonio. He's got like 25 years. When I was in Milwaukee, he temped in Milwaukee for like a month, and then we were friends when he was in Milwaukee 10 years ago. And then when I came down here, he was down here. I'm like, hey, Chris, what's up? We caught up, became we're good friends again. And then he's like, oh, I put my transfer in for San Antonio. I'm waiting for it to get accepted. Oh, a week later, oh, I got accepted. 3 weeks later, he's gone. It's like, damn. It's like, but I mean, but the thing is like. Life gets so busy, like I'll probably run into him again, but it's not like I don't know, it just feels like I'm at that point in my life. I'm 35 now where it's like you'll be doing something and legitimately it could be the last time you do that thing with those people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like I saw the meme where it was like one day we all went outside to play football, and then when we finished, we all went our separate ways, and that was the last time we played. It could be like you could say the same thing about Nicaragua. Like, I've been to Nicaragua 5 times, Honduras once. But one of these times, Nicaragua could be my last time being down there. It's crazy to think about that. Or, like even Milwaukee, like, man, I was going there the first year, I went there 3 times. And then last year I went once. I went to Milwaukee 1 time. It's crazy.
Thank you for your 2 sentimental cents.
Mm-hmm.
International Cigar Society, fantasy football. Season's over. I got last place.
Damn.
Tyler got 14th of 14.
14 teams. That's a tough league. Who was your biggest bust on your team?
Is it Anthony Richardson, the quarterback for the Colts?
Well, you didn't draft him high though.
No.
Sorry, like Austin Eckler, Cam Akers, Calvin Ridley, the running back for the Cowboys.
No. What's a running back for Jonathan Taylor? Jonathan Taylor?
Yeah, he was hurt for a while. You played for the Badgers.
Well, he didn't play for the first 4 or 5 games. He was suspended or injured. And I said, hey, I'm going to pick him up anyway. Nope, didn't work out. So that sucks. Congrats to Brandy, first place. Wayne second.
Who?
Brandy, she's in Georgia.
Oh,
And
nice.
Wayne's in Canada. Yeah.
So how's the baby doing?
I just heard him cry. He was put down for a nap, but up now.
Are you not telling anybody his name or what's the deal?
No, Noah. Donovan. Yeah.
Noah Donovan. NDC. There's a guy at work. He named his kid Charles. His last name starts with a G and his middle initial is D, so CDG, because that's the airport in Paris.
That was his thought going into it, the initials?
Yeah. So like for me,
I thought about doing NPC, non-playable character.
Okay.
But no.
That's Rosie. Rosie made an appearance on the pod. So for me, like PUJ is Punta Cana, I believe. So I gotta figure out. I gotta look at airport codes that end in J. So like it would be like Peter, Ulysses, Jeffrey, or some shit. But yeah, it would be dope to have like an airport code name. Euless. Euless, Texas is spelled with an E.
Really?
Yeah. But it's crazy to think also talking about time. So I've been obsessed with time, especially since I turned 35. And realize like, hey, I'm closer to 40. But yikes. But like my brother, I haven't seen my brother since I saw you in California. That was the last time I saw my brother.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, that was right before I moved down here.
That's when we did a quiet pod together on a balcony.
At my brother's house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But my mom was just out. My mom, she's cool. She travels a lot. So she was just with my brother. And then, yeah, so.
Dude, the dad bod. I had it completely wrong. I thought guys become dads and they become lazy and get dad bods. No, you just don't have time to work out anymore. I just this week got back to the gym after 2 months and I can't do anything. And then I was going to work out again the next day and I couldn't because baby didn't sleep through the night.
I got to get back to the gym ASAP.
You stopped?
Yeah, I forgot what happened. I think I traveled, went on a trip, and then I got to get the momentum back.
Hey, Tyler, you know how you're saying, oh, you think about time more, you're 35 now. Do you think the majority of our listeners are younger than 35 or older than 35? How do you think that makes them feel?
No, well, they're probably better for not thinking the way I think. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember I was talking to Sean and John about this, and they were like, dude, you think about that shit way too much, you know? And I'm like, so I think I wouldn't mind being older if I didn't think the way I think. But my problem is I have bad anxiety. I've had anxiety my whole life. And I think a lot of it is because growing up, I had a very bad stutter. So like, I remember being in class and like looking ahead and seeing what words are going to be in there so I could be prepared, you know, and then or anytime I get in trouble, oh, here's an example of how my anxiety works real quick. So I was working at Roma, in the warehouse, and they had hey, can you run the Sam's Club and pick up these items? So I went to Sam's Club. I took Mike's credit card, went to Sam's Club, picked up the 2 items. They didn't have the 3rd item, so I picked up 2 of the items, went back, dropped the items off, and then I got a call later or a text later from Mike. It's like, hey man, can you send me a copy of the receipt? And in my head, I'm like, okay, did I fuck this up somehow? And I'm like my heart sunk when I read the text, but I'm like, I bought 2 items. It's not like I went and bought a big fucking flat screen TV with the Roma Craft credit card, you know. I bought the 2 item, but it's just weird how like even at work, like they'll be like, Tyler Jeffrey to the supervisor's office, and I'm
Damn, getting
like,
fired.
my heart just drops. I'm like, what did I do? Like, oh hey man, great job on that thing. I'm like, oh hey, thanks. You know, it's like, or they're like, hey, I remember they called me they're like, hey, they're saying you didn't drop the bags on the carousel, the local bags. And I'm like, I did. And she's like, yeah, I heard you call it out. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I dropped them. I'm like, I think what happened was it took a long time to offload the flight because there's a lot of other stuff, a lot of transfer bags and a lot of freight. So by the time I got to the carousel, I dropped the local bags. All the passengers were at the belt. And as soon as the belt turned on, they grabbed their bags and left. So nobody asked them. And there was only like 15 bags. So none of them were like, hey, where's flight 5488 dropping at, you know? So yeah, that's just like how my mind thinks is I've always had my mom too. It's just weird too, like, and I'm curious to see how Noah will be with you guys. Like, it's like, you know, like real quick, like you have my mom and my dad, and then me and my brother. So like my dad, he can fall asleep. He can lay down and be asleep in 1 minute. Same with my brother. My brother can lay down and fall asleep in 1 minute. My mom, me and my mom will be tossing and turning for an hour, 2 hours, thinking about shit and not being able to fall asleep. But it's just weird how and I have a ton of examples with those, but it's just crazy to think like the stuff that's passed down and stuff like that. Because man, life would be so much. But then I think like, man, if I didn't have this anxiety, I wonder where I would be because like an example is like at my job, we hire a lot of young people. And a lot of them don't make it because they've never had a job where they had to be on time. And there's rules like, let's say like if you're sick, you have to call a half hour before your start time. So you start at 7 a.m. You have to call between 6 and 6:30 a.m. You can call earlier, you can call the night before, but you cannot, if you call at 6:31 to call in sick at 7 a.m., it's a no call, no show. You have to give them notice to cover you. Or if you're running late, you have to call them before you're going to be late. Or if you don't, you get more points. You know, it's a point system. So we have a lot of these young guys or gals or people who maybe haven't had a job like this where we're super strict on attendance, you know. And I'm like, well, if I wasn't that way, like on my probation, I had a perfect attendance. I got to work an hour early every day because I was like, I'm not losing this job. You know, I was 22. I'm like, I'm not losing this job. I'm going to come to work an hour every day early to make sure nothing happens. Even now, I start work at 7 a.m. I live 18 minutes away from my front door to the time clock. And I get to the airport. I leave an hour before I start. And then I light a cigar and I sit in the parking lot. And then I give myself 20 minutes to walk from the parking lot, ride my scooter to the parking lot to the time clock. Even though it takes me 8 minutes, I give myself 20 minutes. And I make sure I'm there because traffic here is insane. Even getting out of my neighborhood, one time they had there's 2 ways in and out of my neighborhood. One way was blocked off, and the other way was something was going on and it was backed up. And it took me 40 minutes to leave my fucking neighborhood. So I'm just always paranoid. But yeah, sorry for rambling on. I know you hate that.
No, it's all good. I'm going to have to probably wrap it up because he's still going nuclear. So I'm going to help out.
All right, man.
Real
Good to hear from you.
Real quick,
Yeah.
before we end. Shower thoughts, where you can keep your cigars on ice. So we'll end our podcast with shower thoughts that you've had throughout the week.
Ooh.
So I have one this week. And
Good.
anytime you think of one. This is kind of older because we have a podcast, but the words nativity and crèche for like Christmas time are both French in origin, and I have no idea why. Because I teach English. I thought, the word nativity, like native or no, it's French or I don't know, birth. And crèche is another name for a nativity scene. They're both French.
Damn.
Why are French people more Christmassy? I don't know. Anyway, that's shower thoughts. Keep your cigars on ice.
Bam. Thank you guys.
Looking for sponsors.
Yes,
Rock
sir.
and roll. Keep those cigars on ice.
Yeah!